Hey everyone, for today's video I'm going to go over wrist range of motion and why it's important, and then I'm also going to go over some exercises that you can use to improve your range of motion. So first of all, there's 6 primary components of motion of the wrist. So first is wrist extension, which is palm up, down, which is wrist flexion, then there is radial deviation, which is when the wrist moves towards the thumb, ulnar deviation, when the wrist moves towards the small finger, and then there is palm up, which is called supination, and palm down, which is called pronation. So, wrist extension is very important when you're pushing shopping carts at the grocery store, also when you're closing doors. Wrist flexion, important when you're brushing your teeth, combing your hair. Radial and ulnar deviation, very important when you're throwing darts, going fishing. And palms up, supination, is very helpful when you're carrying things around the house, when you're carrying those groceries back in from the store. And pronation, very helpful for flipping pages and also petting dogs, which I think is a hugely valuable occupation. Alright, now I'm going to go over these basic range of motion exercises. But first, remember that you should only be doing these range of motion exercises if you have clearance from your physician. So first is wrist extension, and then we hold 1, 2, 3, then down into wrist flexion with our palm open, then back, wrist extension, 1, 2, 3, then down into wrist flexion. And I typically have my patients do this 10 times, 3 to 5 times a day. The next exercise is we do palm open for radial and ulnar deviation. So I have them start in a neutral position and then move up into radial deviation, hold for 1, 2, 3, then down, ulnar deviation, and 1, 2, 3, and repeat. And we do that 10 times. And for all these exercises, it's important to go nice and slow, because if you're going up and down like that, you're really not going to get the benefit of the exercise. In addition, it's really important to do these exercises within a pain-free or limited amount of pain. I would say from a scale from 0 to 10, make sure you're at a 3 or below on your pain scale, because if you are in a lot of pain, you're going to go ahead and stiffen up, and it's going to cause your body to send more inflammation and fluid into your extremity, making your fingers nice and stiff, and we do not want that. Stiff fingers are painful fingers, so we want to move within that pain-free amount.